My name is David Rojas, and my topic is about the psychological development of transgender children. First, we must understand that sex is the biological characteristics that determine your genes and your anatomy. An example being breast development, while gender is the cultural expectations of a male and female. For instance, the normality is that girls play with dolls and boys play with cars. When someone is transgender, it means that they don't correspond to their birth designated sex. Now, I picked this topic because it was interesting that kids around the ages of 7 to 12 are going through this difficult, life-changing transformation, and no one really knows what these kids go through. It's also hard to think that some of them might not even be accepted by their peers, and they go through this depressing, isolated hole just filled with anxiety, and they don't even know who they are and what to do. So I decided to find out how these situations for these kids really are. I learned a term known as social transitioning, which is essentially the person is transitioning by dressing or expressing themselves through that are not seen fit for their sex. What was surprising though was this experiment that I read about. It involved the trans children and their siblings. They were both asked questions about their depression, their anxiety, and what they thought of themselves through self-worth. And the parents were also surveyed to show what they thought their children's depression and anxiety levels meant. What shocked me though was that these two groups, the trans children and the siblings, almost had the same exact feelings of depression. Even the trans children that were accepted still felt like they were out of place. Although the trans children did have a little bit of a higher anxiety rate. This thought made me think about how these kids do in public school. Because if they feel outcasted and isolated, they could grow depressed and maybe even start harming themselves. And this is the difficult thing because school is supposed to be one of the biggest forms for them to grow and have social interactions with other kids and find friendships. And the fact that these kids lead to depression and anxiety at such a young age is bizarre. And not to mention, if they are isolated and they feel like they don't belong, this could lead to gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is essentially that they get distressed. They don't know who they are, how they identify, because they've been taught that they have to be the sex that they were born and that anything else can be seen as taboo. And when children experience this, it makes them feel like they are wrong. They feel like they're doing something wrong and that they should not even be worth anything. Some of them fake it, some of them try, and then they experience this sense of hellishness inside of them. And they can't even express themselves. Because if they do, they are outcasted so fast. They are made fun of and they are bullied. And teachers should really be aware of this as well. Because middle school and high school, this tends to happen in those areas a lot. Overall, it's always good to be mindful of others and what people might be experiencing. And you should always try to support be supportive because a little bit of kindness can go a long